You had dick on you. Think about it. Reminisce. Reminisce. It ain't happened to me. It ain't happened to me. It ain't funny. You get the mind of that shit. It ain't happened to you. We
Oh shit, no.
And then show your character. You supposed to be a grown woman. You sit here talking about me getting like I will literally hit you in your mouth. Hit me. It's fine. I'll be back. Hit me. She keeps saying she gonna hit me and never hit me. You We're not coming back. How did she see your didn't you get recorded? Okay. And you talking about me?
Go on that shit, mate. Go on that shit for the vibe. Do it for the vibe.
That somebody dick was on you?
Do it for the vibe.
For the women out there, I need y'all to help me understand how is it that y'all have friends and people like this clear cut around you. I'm not sure what specifically started the argument. Whenever women happen to argue, it's just over some nonsense. It's usually over something stupid, something very small. And here you have it that two women, in a sense, two groups of women, including two others that are there, egging the situation on, are arguing back and forth about something very serious. The two girls that are leaving, one of which stated that something happened to her. Now, for the life of me, I can't understand why this would be funny or this would be a time to try to make fun of something like that. I could have sworn that women told everybody that whenever a woman says something, you believe it. You don't need no evidence. You don't need no proof. Her experience is her experience. You don't have the right to tell her that it didn't happen. If she said it happened, right? So instead of them denying that it happened, they decided to continue going forward and stating, aha, it happened to you. Reminisce, it didn't happen to me. How does it fit? Stuff like that. And I'm like, that's a little bit weird. I'm like, this is a group of women. And none of the other women up there decided to check the biggest and the boldest one directly up there running their mouth. And then the guys that are there, the most flamboyant ones, are egging this on because they want to film the loudest one talking, fighting the other girl. And this is what I tell a lot of women. Y'all need to stop hanging around a lot of people. They're going to get you locked up. They're going to get you hurt. They're going to inevitably end up ruining your life. Because I promise you, those two flamboyant dudes back there that are egging this whole thing on, they're not going to pay for anybody's bail. They're not going to take care of your family when you're gone. They're not going to be there visiting your gravesite every single birthday, every single holiday. They're going to move on with their life. They're going to clown you when you're gone. They're going to laugh about you as they're reminiscing. Like I said before, and I keep trying to tell women out here, it's like the people that you carry around you are reflective of you. So the same attitude that the loudmouth had, those guys had the same attitude as her. Right? And they were just sitting back there filming, not even really a part of anything. The second issue is that one of the other girls, and this is a prime example of the amount of ignorance that I have seen when it deals with these types of arguments. One of the women decided that she wanted to start twerking in the conversation because, again, she has nothing else to offer. She has nothing else better to do but to try to show herself off as if that's some type of insult. Like that's the stupidest, craziest, illogical, childish type of thing that I have continuously seen in the last 10 years. It makes no sense. So then the other girl leaving came back as an adult. She was like, hold on. Weren't you the one that basically had an STD and it was filmed? She stopped twerking and everybody stopped laughing real quick. It got real serious in that room. It got real serious. And then, like I said before, the flamboyant guy, as the girl was twerking, he was like, oh yeah, and it smells. But he's supposed to be friends with the ones that are making fun of the other girl leaving. That loyalty though. That's crazy. Like I said before, a lot of women are going to just learn the hard way that a lot of individuals that are around you are not for you, don't support you. and they are praying and waiting on your downfall. Better yet, they're trying to help co-create your downfall by way of you. And this further proves that there is no ifs, ands, or buts directly about it. Can't nobody tell me nothing about nothing, because I've seen everything that I need to sit up there and see. And it's the same tired storyline that I've seen across social media for a decade plus. And for whatever reason, women don't learn, women don't understand. So I guess women are going to figure it out, because it's nothing I can tell them. Because if you got these types of dudes around you, it's nothing I can say to you, because you're not going to listen to me. If you got these types of other women around you, nothing I can sit up there and tell you, because they're reflective of your type of nature. Obviously, somebody who was not a part of that anymore decided, like, hey, we need to split ways. We need to just sit up there and leave. And that's what she did. She saved herself a lot of headache and a lot of problems. And hopefully she stays on that exact same trajectory by leaving out a lot of people who don't mean her well at all. Carly Gregg, the teen who took the life of her mother and tried to murder her stepfather, has been sentenced to life in prison. On Friday, September 20th, a 15-year-old was sentenced after jurors in Rankin County, Mississippi found her guilty of all charges, including first-degree murder, attempted murder, and tampering with evidence. When the verdict was read, Gregg showed clear emotions, breaking down in tears. At the time of March 19th incident, Gregg was just 14 years of age. Prosecutors alleged that she fatally took the life of a 40-year-old mother, Ashley Smiley, using her mother's own weapon inside their home in Brandon, Mississippi. Following this, the teenager reportedly laid in wait to ambush her stepfather, 39-year-old Heath Smiley, in an attempt to take him out as well as he returned home. After the incident, Gregg fled the scene but was eventually apprehended nearby. Dr. Andrew Clark, a child psychologist, testified on Tuesday, September 17th, that on the day of the incident, Gregg was, quote, grumpy and irritable. She was unable to focus in class at Northwestern Rankin High School, where her mother taught math. Clark also noted that the teenager stated that her memory went blank after she let her dog out into the backyard that day. Clark also testified that Gregg struggled with symptoms of depression. She had been prescribed medications that left her feeling emotionally numb. Additionally, Clark noted that Gregg experienced auditory hallucinations, which were in the lead-up to the incident. Upon returning home with her mother, prosecutors stated that Gregg immediately went into her parents' bedroom. There, she retrieved a .357 Magnum weapon hidden beneath their mattress. Concealing the weapon behind her back, Gregg entered her bedroom and confronted her mother, fatally taking her life. According to Newman, not long after Gregg invited her friend over, when Gregg answered the door, she asked her friend, "Are you squeamish about dead people?" She then guided her to the bedroom. There, Gregg's mother laid lifeless on the floor, the victim of 3 wounds from her daughter. Prosecutors initially proposed a plea deal that would have sentenced Gregg to 40 years in prison. However, she rejected the offer and her attorney opted to an insanity defense. Like I told people before, we have problems in the society of which a lot of people don't want to talk about. And my main thing is that I'm an equal opportunist, and I would like for people to, in a sense, have a more balanced view. I know that that is not possible at all. So I do what I can in order to put this information directly out there, in order to inform people about things that take place, because I don't want people walking around with the mentality of like, oh yeah, it's only, this one segment of the population. It's only men, doing all of these horrendous. No, you got these young girls out here doing this. This girl is 14, and she was like, hey, I don't know what's going on with me, but my first aim of attack is that I'm going to go directly for the parents. So again, I'm just asking, who's raising these kids directly out here? Who is teaching these kids this type of methodology in order to deal with a situation or a problem? Instead of trying to talk it out, instead of trying to work it out, instead of trying to convey your emotions, instead of trying to seek out help or a therapist, this is the main go-to for kids out here at this moment in time. Like I said before, too many kids are just running rampant, doing whatever it is that they want to do, You have the blind following the blind. You saw what she did directly in an article. Her first thought was like, okay, I just did this, so let me call my friend so I can show her my handiwork. That's crazy. That's 1,000%. I've never seen anything like that before. And I completely understand why they want us to go for an insanity plea. But I don't even care. Even if she is insane or not, she knew what it is that she did. Logically, she made that decision and that choice. She thought this out. She thought this through. She had a plan, a method to the whole situation. It just wasn't some random occurrence where she just ran out and decided to go after random people in public. She specifically had targets. She marked those targets. She knew those targets. She planned for those targets, and she waited for those targets. Again, it's an open and shut case. Let her be directly locked up for life. And again, as I'm going to reiterate, as I've stated a lot of times before, whenever these kids are locked up and they make these grown decisions, the age that they went in as is going to be the same age mentally that they are going to come out as. So she could have aged, she could, very easily be in her 50s or what have you. But when she comes out mentally, she's still going to be that of a 14, 15-year-old. So again, what is that realistically going to do for society? Nothing. She's going to further cause more terror and more madness, and she's going to get into connections with other people and potentially lead them on a misguided direction of which she started herself on. Again, she has nobody to blame for this but her. But again, I'm just putting this out there as a warning to other people.